Hey, Danny, how you doing, man?
Shh. I couldn't think of a quote, so I did the noise for Hairspray.
Oh, right. That's definitely what I got from that noise. Not Danny is
Excellent.
having some kind of mental break.
Yes, Danny's computer has just exploded. Um,
Somebody has come into Danny's room and
Killed him.
shaken a bottle of champagne and sabred the top off. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah. But anyway, we've got a film to talk about. But
We do.
before we do, we've got some bullshit to get out of the way. Whee! There we go. The wheels stopped. Lewis.
Mhm.
Okay, so if anyone sort of looks at my Instagram, today is Sunday, and
Yes.
and on Tuesday of last week, you'll notice that I came out as bisexual on Instagram, and I just want to say cheers for the nice comments.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, congratulations on coming out as bisexual.
Thank you very much. I
It's Go on, sorry.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
No, I mean it's whenever anybody comes out as bi or as gay or as anything, I always think of that quote from Brooklyn Nine-Nine when Rosa comes out as bisexual and Captain Holt sort of turns to her and says, "Every day that somebody steps up and says who they are, the world becomes a better, more interesting place."
Definitely.
So yeah, the world has become a better and more interesting place.
I hope so. Yeah. No, but I'm 21 now, so I thought there's no point in just pretending and all that. If you're gonna live, you might as well live, And
Yeah.
that is not a commentary on how people should react and treat their own sexuality. This is just for me and the way I feel. So don't, it's entirely up to you how you deal with it, and it's entirely down to your comfortability and your readiness, So
Yeah.
down to the individual.
Yeah, of course. It's yeah, yeah. It's this is in a strange way. Every now and then one of us will say, "Oh, here's a hot take," and then say something, and then the other one will go, "That was just kind of a sensible take." Really."
Yeah.
Like that's what's happening here. It's like, yeah, these are all sensible things you're saying, Danny.
Well, cheers. But yeah,
No, yeah, it's I think a lot of the time with our generation, I think more and more people are sort of feeling comfortable to come out as gay or bi or trans or anything, and I think that's a wonderful thing. Do you know what I mean? I think
yeah,
it can only be a good thing for people to feel comfortable enough to say who they are and to live that and to, you know what I mean?
absolutely. We're not here long enough to be worrying about stuff like that.
No,
You've just got
yeah,
to,
you're completely right.
you've just got to do what you need to do and try and be happy.
Yeah, exactly. It's I mean, I have come out as bi before now on Instagram lives and stuff that I don't think very many people saw. But yeah, I'm also. I don't mean to take steam away from your
No, don't.
announcement or anything, but
Lewis, the more bi people, the better.
but yeah, I have come out as that, and I have got like a little. I remember I bought a little bi pride pin. There was this little
Yeah.
this little shop in Manchester, it's a little like a stall or something that was like this little enamel pin that was like a triangle that was like the little bi flag.
Yeah.
I, I was wearing it, and my dad said to me, "What's that pin you're wearing?" And I said, "Oh, it's bi pride." And he said, "I didn't realise that was something you could get at a store."
Well, you can.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, there you go. You can get pretty much anything nowadays,
Yep.
which is. I was shiting myself when I was telling my mum and dad. I was fucking bricking it,
Mm.
because there was like every time I went out to a club and all that, I would lie and say that I was going to a straight one when I was actually going to a gay club. That this might just be me, but it was much. I was much more at ease in there.
No, yeah, I'm without being sort of too much of a twat about it, I'm sure you would be. Yeah, it's like, it's I think people that have been, what's the word? people that have been sort of made fun of, I think, are just generally nicer people. I think if you're someone who's been made fun of for being gay or made fun of for being bi or anything, I think generally you'll sort of know, okay, well that didn't feel nice. Maybe I'll just not be a dick to people then.
Yeah.
Because I don't want other people to feel that same way. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think this is. It's only vaguely related, but it's this podcast is nothing if not confusing. So we're gonna go on the vague tangent. Like I watch and listen to a lot of female YouTubers, podcasters, everything. Not because of any real reason, but I think female created content is generally just a lot less hostile.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time I'll watch like a stream with a male streamer or a YouTube video with a male YouTuber and think it's just really hostile all the way through.
Yeah.
And I think it's sort of, I don't know, that's just not what I want. I want to just kind of chill out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to talk about. I'm bi, and I hope that everyone, whoever they are, is happy and content.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm happy and content. Are you happy and content?
I'm happy and content.
Oh, wonderful.
Are you happy and content? Numerous little statues in my room.
Oh my god, if you do a voice for every single fucking statue now, I swear to God.
I would never do that.
What statues are they? Are they all like from one show or?
No, there's a golden angel with I got for my birthday. With black sunglasses, which looks really fucking cool. It's a mixture between I don't give a shit and complete opulence that I quite like.
Oh, that's kind of a brilliant mixture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of like, fuck everything. I'm gonna make a cup of tea with 3 cloves, an allspice berry, and 2 sticks of cinnamon in it, and I don't care what anybody else says.
Yeah, but I've got some religious idols and stuff like that.
Lovely stuff.
A Cthulhu statue that I quite like.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just loads of weird shit.
No, I mean, I mean, as I say, I'm in a utility room. The only thing in eyeshot is my boiler, an umbrella, my washing machine and tumble dryer.
Yeah.
Some chairs. It's not. I don't have any kind of statues in the study upstairs. I've got a few little Funko Pops. Like I've got a Ron Swanson one, which is pretty good. I've got like a little Dalek one. I've got Peter Capaldi playing the guitar with some glasses on.
Oh, nice. Dr. Disco.
Yeah. Chloe bought me quite a few Doctor Who ones. And they're like really good. She also bought me this. I don't know if you watched Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
I did.
Yes, the Niffler. That sort of scoops up all those gold coins and keeps them in a little pouch, and one of the cutest creatures ever to grace the screen, perhaps. Yeah, I've got like a little Niffler that sits upstairs, and he's got a little pouch full of gold coins. So that's exciting.
That's very exciting.
I think it's Go on.
No, I just love accessories to rooms, because they tell you a lot about the person that lives in it.
Oh god, yeah, definitely. I think it's one thing I do particularly love is a good feature wall. Somehow this has become interior design corner with Lewis and Danny, but yeah, like a feature wall I think tells you a lot about a person because it's so much effort to make that happen. Like I for a while now I've always said when I have like an office that I can dedicate a room in my house to say this is my office, I want to have a feature wall where it's the carpet from The Shining. That's the orange hexagons, just because it's such an iconic pattern. And I think I want that on a wall. I mean, obviously The Shining is not how I want my everyday life to be.
No.
But, I just think that's a gorgeous pattern, and I really like it.
Yeah, or TARDIS blue, or, like just a bit of wood on your wall. Like, just a little sort of memento of the media that you love.
Yeah, totally.
No, I agree completely.
Indeed.
Speaking of media that I don't love.
That's interesting. Okay.
But yeah, so do you have any other bits of bullshit, or shall we?
I have nothing new. I can hear a constant tiny screaming noise because the wiring in this room is genuinely horrifying. My cat might have a cold. I have and that's about it, really. Actually,
Well, there you go, folks. You heard it here first.
yeah, you heard it here first. Monica might have a cold.
Scoop of the day. Scoop of the day. I was like, oh, will I talk about stuff in the news, like the Football League shite? And then I was like, no, I don't care about football.
Yeah, that's the whole thing that's going on. People are that like a load of. I don't follow football in any meaningful sense. Chloe does. So this is the only reason I know about it. Is the top 6 clubs in the English football leagues. I believe there are several, and they're all interlinked. The top 6 of all of them have said last week they were going to break away and form a European mega extreme We Love Football so much league. And there were a number of problems with that based around logistics and also things like because of the buy-in costs, certain clubs wouldn't be able to be delegated or that's not. I don't know if that's the right word. Relegated or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
So it would be like essentially a no-stakes football tournament. And also things like watching Liverpool play Barcelona 3 times a week makes it a bit less special when it does happen for the Euro. Oh, there's some kind of European Cup, the name of which I've forgotten. If it's just called the European Cup now, I swear to fuck.
The Euro Millions.
Yes, when Barcelona play Liverpool for the Euro Millions. I've just got this image of like a load of football players on a pitch with like lottery tickets, all just looking up at a big jumbotron style screen, going, "Come on, 17! Come on, 17! Oh, 20 fucking 2!"
Instead of numbers, football clubs. Come on, Partick Thistle. Come on. That's a Scottish one up here. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it might be.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
My only exposure to Scottish football was in Bluestone 4-2. In the second or third episode, the 2 Scottish people on this team. It's like the opening of the episode, and it's like really quiet for ages, and then one of them looks at the other and says, "So you're telling me that Celtic, SPL champions, have got no chance against some other team, a bunch of pure fannies." It just, yeah, I love Bluestone 4-2. It's such a good show. It's such a shame that it didn't get cancelled. It was like, when BBC 3 went online, it was sort of one of the shows that was in between seasons. So I think it sort of...
it just fell through.
Yeah, it kind of just fell through the gaps. Bizarrely, though, it kind of lost its steam a bit after the end of season 2. Well, anyway.
Yeah, we can't... we'll do a podcast for Bluestone 4-2 at some point.
We should. It's so fucking good.
Yeah. But, anyway, we've fucking waffled on now.
Yes, we have.
I'm going to take 10 minutes out of this, right? But... but, this week, we are talking about the classic... Hairspray, and
yeah, go on.
It was written by Leslie Dixon. The music is by Mark Shyman, and it was directed by Adam Shankman, and is starring John Travolta, Nikki Blonsky, Zac Efron, Christopher Walken, Michelle Pfeiffer, and James Marsden. He's in everything.
James Marsden's fucking face is perhaps the best face ever. It's just like... I was listening to this podcast and they were talking about, the Sonic the Hedgehog movie that James Marsden's in.
Yeah.
And one of them, completely apropos of nothing, turned around and said, "You know what I think? I think that James Marsden's face looks like a sack full of shit." And it's just, every time somebody mentions James Marsden, I can't get that quote out of my head because it just makes such little sense. It's James Marsden has a face like he eats shit. I just remember being so confused by it.
Does this man hail from Birmingham / Australia?
He does. Yes. How could you tell?
Just good ear for accents. Do you have an opening statement?
I do. I genuinely do not know whether this film is a good film, a bad film, or somewhere in the middle. going by the numbers of what makes it good and what makes it bad, it's probably somewhere in the middle. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what Danny says/thinks about this film.
Yeah.
Have you got an opening statement?
I do. An energetic and rather cringy romantic comedy with strange tones but obvious good messaging about body positivity and standing against racism. Just the execution and my bias to rom-coms that don't do it for me.
I am interested that you called it a rom-com, because I do not know if I would call it a rom-com. Because, I mean, you know, it's a comedy, it's a comedic film, and romantic things happen in it, but it sort of doesn't fit the rom-com definition for me somehow. I'm not sure.
Oh, well, the reason I wouldn't call it a rom-com is because I didn't laugh once. But yeah, I agree.
Well, yeah, that's another reason, is it's not that funny.
No.
So it's not so much a comedy film as it is just a film that things happen in. Okay, should we move on to CRQs?
Yes.
Okay, we come to, straight away, sort of the head of my sort of thoughts on this film, which is, on the one hand, it has some sort of good messages. Well, okay, let's start with the confusing weird nonsense first. The confusing weird nonsense, such as the strange things, like having the lead female character be played by John Travolta in drag, which is, you know, a choice, and every filmmaker is entitled to their choices, but it's just a bit of an odd choice,
Yeah.
to be entirely honest. And like having Christopher Walken in this, and having sort of characters that are kind of there for comedic relief, but they don't do many funny things. Like what's her fucking name? Amanda Bynes. What's her name as the character? I can't piss and remember. Tracy's friend.
Leslie?
Amanda Bynes. Penny Pingleton.
I don't know why I thought
Is there
Leslie.
anyone called Leslie in this film? There is no one called Leslie according to the cast list on IMDb.
The woman that wrote it's called Leslie.
Oh, well, yeah. But yeah, like Penny is kind of there as a comedy relief character, but she doesn't really say anything funny.
No,
it's just strange.
The majority of the time she just bobs her head as Tracy's dancing. Like I don't know.
And there's stupid fucking things like, I can't believe I'm here auditioning for Corny Collins. I can't believe I'm here watching you audition for the Corny Collins show. And it's like stupid exchanges that aren't really very funny, and they aren't really very interesting either. They don't really progress the narrative at all.
I think,
but oh god,
I will say about the John Travolta thing. I think that it's a tradition within the show's sort of chronology that character be played by a man, and I think because there was a release in 1988, where that character was played by a man. I think the live show.
Oh, okay.
Was played,
yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
so
yeah,
it might just be a thing with the actual show, you know.
Well, here's a hot fact. A white hot fact coming to you straight from the melting pot of my brain.
Amazing.
The word drag originated from Shakespeare plays. It was an abbreviation meaning dressed as girl.
That's pretty cool.
Because obviously, because in Shakespearean times, women were not allowed to be in plays.
That's true.
And so they put men and boys in female clothing, and traditionally female clothing, and got them to play female roles, which, you know, is shit, but it's kind of an interesting tidbit to say, oh, this is such and such drag.
Yep.
That would be what they were billed as on the ticket, sort of thing, and so then you'd know, and I think that's a nice little tidbit.
Yeah. That is a good tidbit. I didn't know that.
But yeah, the thing that I think makes the film potentially very good is that it makes points about sort of race relations surprisingly eloquently. Like, Tracy just physically does not have the language to express what she wants to say, and she sort of what she wants to say is, I don't think it matters that you're black and I'm white. I think that everybody should just have a good time and fuck everything else. that's what she wants to say.
Yeah.
But it's as though, because nobody has introduced her to the idea that that could ever be a concept, it almost reminds me of, in Chicken Run, when they say, we're going to break out and we're going to go and live in the wild.
Yeah.
And Madge goes, so where's the farmer? He says, there's no farmer. Well, then where's the farm?
Yeah.
And like she just cannot conceptualize a world in which there's no Mr. Tweedy. It's as though the characters in this can't conceptualize a world in which there is racism.
Yeah.
And I think that's a weirdly sort of interesting and valid point to make about sort of this time period, was that even people who considered themselves to be incredibly progressive couldn't imagine a world in which there was no racism, couldn't imagine a world in which there was no discrimination.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that I think really impresses me about this film, is because on the surface of it, it's kind of a trashy film. And then it makes these points so very eloquently. And it's like, oh, that's really weird that it does both of these things at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is the reason I wanted to speak about it, because that's my entire spiel about it. But yeah, that's the thing I think is weird about this film, and I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, I think the characters of this film are rather lucky that Tracy didn't pay attention to the incredibly biased teaching that she was getting, because I imagine she would have turned out to be a very different person if she did listen. With regards to the race relations in this film, I feel a similar way when I watched Ratatouille. It's like it's the messaging is really good, obviously. It's like, I'm forgetting that it's like aimed at kids, this film, but there's like, there's some pretty, like, the word like whore is used a couple of times and all that, so I'm confused tonally as to who it is that they're trying to go with here. But it's like the problem with musicals is that they beg for a sort of happy ending, and I just
that's true.
I just felt a bit iffy, because it was like right. First of all, I didn't give a fuck about Tracy and Zac Efron's relationship. Fucking no, I didn't care at all.
No, I think we'll get to that. Sorry, carry
on. But like, I think either you need to do a film about racial segregation in the US, or you need to do a film about a relationship. Like, I just
doing both at the same time was a difficult and strange choice.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think maybe it works in like a stage show because they're generally longer, so you have more time to fit stuff in. But I think maybe it didn't quite translate to cinema quite so well.
Yeah.
I do see what you mean about Tracy Turnblad, what's her name, Nikki Blonsky, and Zac Efron. But I think I don't care about them either. I've seen this film many, many times, and I don't really care about their relationship either. I'm not engaged in any meaningful way with their relationship.
Yeah.
Because I can sort of see it's a product of convenience almost. They know each other, and they are nearby each other, and that's why they get together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
rather than
why does Tracy
compatible in any way.
Why does Tracy like him? Like,
because he's fit.
It's like it's preaching body positivity and things like that, and yet she's still sort of fawning over a guy that she doesn't know. It's like, I don't know, it just feels a bit weird and a bit sort of
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, I think the messaging of the film is definitely a bit of a weird one. But I think that's precisely why, because it somehow it voices some messages so well and some messages so poorly that it's just, I find it fascinating that it exists. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, what I did like about the race stuff is that I liked how when the characters were like given the chance to sort of stand up against racism, only Tracy was willing to do that because of like she was like ignorant to the racist teachings that she was given, and like, I think that's really pertinent in like race relations. You'll notice there's a scary number of people that will talk the talk and but just when push comes to shove, they won't actually do anything. That's like historically, that's always been a thing.
Yeah.
That's been really bad. So I thought that was really, that was done quite well.
Yeah, it's they make a point about how the sort of kids at the school are kind of indoctrinated
Yes.
into this specific way of thinking, and they don't question it once. They just go, "Yep, that makes perfect sense to me. Okay, onwards."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's disgusting.
I
do right. Oh, go on.
No, you go on. On you go.
I really like the relationship between Edna and Christopher Walken, who of course plays Wilbur. I really like their relationship. I think it's I don't know. It's there's something very powerful about a couple that have been together for a very long time, and their relationship sort of revitalizes itself. I think there's something very powerful about that used as a narrative device.
Yeah.
And I really like it in this. And that song, "You're Timeless to Me" or something, I just think that's really lovely.
Yeah.
Like they say a lot of just really lovely things. And I just think it's nice to see that.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, they could have done it without having a weird love triangle aspect. But I did also like that it was like, oh, Michelle Pfeiffer is so dedicated to the cause. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, this disgusting, horrific cause, nonetheless. But yeah, do you know what I mean?
Why isn't it possible for Christopher Walken to fuck up a line? Like, every line he says lands like perfectly.
Yeah,
Like, it doesn't even matter what it is. He just delivers it really well. I think he's the best part of the film for me.
He is exceptionally good.
John Travolta gives a performance.
I believe it is naturally stiff.
Don't lie to me, Tracy. I mean,
Yeah. What's the other one? Some of your personal stage require pounding with a rock. Yeah. Yeah, I do know what you mean.
What accent is he doing?
I have absolutely no idea. I've never been to Baltimore. I don't know anybody from Baltimore. I don't know if that's a Baltimore accent.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Baltimore celebrities. Are there any? Kevin Chamberlain. Who? Michael Phelps. Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh.
I don't know a number of these people. Babe Ruth, who I've never actually heard speak. Kevin Chamberlain. I'm not sure if I know who that is. I don't know who most of these people are. Penn Badgley from Gossip Girl and You. Yeah, you'd know him if you saw him. He's got that terrifying serial killer look.
Oh, yeah, he's got a big he's got a big hair.
Yeah. David Hasselhoff, Nancy Pelosi is on this list.
Well, there you go.
There we go. A number of these people I think are sports people. So I'm just scrolling and thinking, okay, wrestler, boxer, basketball player. I don't know any of these people. A Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall. Brilliant name. I've no idea what his politics were like. So you know.
So essentially, we're no further forward than whether John Travolta's accent.
Yep, we are no further forward at all. I think he just picked a weird voice and thought, yeah, I'm just going to do this stupid fucking voice for the entire movie.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's strangely endearing. Like you forget that it's actually John Travolta at some points.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I'll give that to him, but it was just really strange.
It is extremely strange, and also I like. Here's a hot take. I like John Travolta, not character development as such, but character sort of actualization throughout the course of the film. Like at the start of the film, John Travolta's like, "Oh no, you shouldn't have dreams." What a thing to tell a child. But like, even to like, I once dreamt I had a coin-operated laundromat, and I got myself down off that high horse so quickly.
Yeah,
and it's like, And then as time goes on, as Christopher Walken's like, you go and get it, you go and get your dream, go and live your dream, sort of thing. I like that John Travolta sort of comes round, and
yeah, and
I think, like you say, Christopher Walken kind of makes the film, doesn't he? Both from his performance, but also Wilbur Turnblad's just sort of general character is a good character. Like how he bailed out all of the people that got arrested for the protest, and it's just lots of good stuff that happens. And when they come home and Edna goes, Tracy, you're here, and he goes, oh, she wouldn't come here. She's not stupid. She knows that if this is the first place they'd be looking for her, and you know what I mean. It's good.
Yeah, I do find it strange how I mean, you think about it for 2 seconds and you realise that Tracy is going to be arrested and hauled off after the dance, which could have been I mean, that would have been that would have been a more powerful message than a big dance number at the end, sort of saying this cause is too important, sort of thing, and maybe she goes to jail. To me, that seems like a more powerful message regarding segregation and stuff like that. And why are the police waiting for commercials? Why is Michelle Pfeiffer's character he's in control of the place? You have to wait until the adverts come on. It's like no. From our perspective, she hit a police officer. We're gonna have to get her now. I don't know. There was just some. It's nitpicky things. I didn't like the film, right?
Yeah.
I didn't like the film. I thought it was quite cringy. I thought it was quite corny. Some of the songs.
Oh, it's corny.
Some of the songs were catchy.
I've got to disagree. I think pretty much every song in the movie is a banger, but do go on.
I thought it was going to be really intelligent at the beginning of the film. The first note that I took was around 9 minutes, where you've had the really big, Good Morning Baltimore song, but at the beginning of the film you see a newspaper with the word. I didn't know anything about this film, and it said the word Negro, and then I was like, oh shit, okay, so this is gonna there's gonna be some social commentary in this. That's good, I'm all for that. And then there was this happy, cheery song, and I was like, okay. And then I saw the first, what do you call it? The show, the Corny Collins show or something?
Yeah, the Corny Collins show,
Yeah, and how they were saying, we've got some great white kids and all, and I was like, oh, right, okay. So they're doing a thing, it's very cheery, but there's something really sinister going on underneath. I thought that could be quite clever, and how it breaks that, but it doesn't. It just stays incredibly happy and tonally sort of uplifting throughout the entire thing, and I just felt, I don't know if this is the right fucking subject to be doing this.
No, I do know what you mean. I think I think if it was written by Stephen King or someone, do you know what I mean? That's the kind of way you'd expect him to open a story about race relations, is in a really cheery, happy way, but there's something incredibly horrific going on under the surface. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's I think you're right. It could have been written in a sort of different way to have a more powerful message. Like how in Get Out, originally the ending was going to, or I think it was an alternate ending, was that Daniel Kaluuya got arrested. Even though this white family had tried to take his brain out and stuff, he was just like, no, we've arresting you, sort of thing. I think you're right. There could have been a more powerful ending, and there could have been a more powerful way to deal with the race relations stuff. And I think it's like an interesting study of wasted potential in a funny way. Yeah, you know what I mean. And so that's why I wanted to talk about the film, is because I thought it's an interesting look at how close you can get to making an incredible film. I think as it stands, it's a good film, and it does make some good points, but I think it's close to being an incredible film.
I don't know. I guess we disagree. I don't know how you can think that Game of Thrones is a piece of shit, but this film is scratching brilliance. Holy shit.
Oh yeah.
I guess we just really disagree on that one. I don't know. I felt really uncomfortable when I was watching it, to be honest. Just, I don't know. I know it's an incredibly popular film, but I just felt as if I was watching Wicked or something like that. It's there's there's sort of discrimination based on skin colour and that, and that's a very uplifting sort of musical, and I think it can afford to be that, because that's not dealing with the actual events that happened with racial segregation in the US. It's like making a broader point about you shouldn't judge people based on the way they look. But this is like actually in, the
sort
height
of telling
of
a historical narrative.
Yeah, that's what I didn't feel comfortable with. I was like, no, I don't think that this and throwing love triangles in and stuff like that. Like,
I mean, I think love triangles are perhaps the worst narrative tool ever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If the love story was between Tracy and another black man, maybe that would have been a bit like to do with like interracial relationships and how love can spread from any sort of part of the world and any sort of different races and cultures. That could have been a bit better, but I just don't know. I just felt iffy throughout the whole thing.
No, I mean, I completely understand that. Like, I think that's the reason I wanted to discuss it, is because I know that I know it's not a good film. Do you know what I mean? I think here's a bit of a weird hot take that we're gonna negotiate together.
Yeah.
I think you have great films and you have great films. I think some films are spelled with a capital G, great, and I think some films are spelled with a lowercase g, great.
Yeah.
I think the obvious sort of versions of that are things like how there's movies that win Oscars every year, like Parasite was a capital G great film.
Yeah.
And other sort of Best Picture type films. And then there are other films where I'm just kind of along for the ride and I think, yeah, this is a great film, but it's not going to win anything. Like Pacific Rim. Perhaps the stupidest film in the history of cinema, but I fucking love it. Because it's like, oh, big lizards? What should we do? Big robots. That is the only logical step.
Yep.
Big fucking rope. Do you know what I mean? I know that's stupid, but I kind of like it because it's stupid. And I think this film it's somewhere between being capital G great and lowercase g great, but it's also not good at all. It's strange because it's like it's a mishmash of different levels of quality that have all been blended up and put together. So it has elements of greatness in it, but they aren't explored, they aren't developed, they aren't. I don't know. It's for some reason I've watched this film for the first time several years ago, and it hasn't really left my head since. I just think it's really strange.
Yeah.
Like as I say, it makes brilliant points about how Tracy and the other kids at the school are being indoctrinated, and they have no language to express what they believe and what they want to be true.
Yeah.
But also, there are strange choices about John Travolta's strange accent, and just like how that extremely religious woman is played for laughs, but in reality that could be a very interesting thing to see.
Yeah.
Sort of like that extremely religious lady, Penny's mum, sort of facing off with her bizarre religious views against a more traditional sort of love is love, God is love, sort of traditional sort of Christian views. It would have been interesting to see those two things face off.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, it's not said in the film, but I would be willing to believe that Queen Latifah's character is like goes to church and is like, yeah, I love God. God is great. Do you know what I mean? I would be willing to see that interchange of like a sort of almost a hateful religious person and a very loving religious person.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be an interesting thing to see. But these are all things that are happening in my head. They're not happening on the screen.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Definitely. The problem is that the seeming sort of racist culture that inhabited the US at that time, and in many parts still does today, but to a lesser extent. But like the fact that the culture changed drastically is what did it. Like what just really took me out of it. Like the idea that an interracial kiss on television at that time would just be venerated by millions of callers coming in. It's like it is a very sort of big happy ending, and it's not historically accurate, and two, I think it implies that there's like no more work to be done, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
that's my problem with it.
Yeah.
If it was like...
Yeah, I completely get that, yeah.
If it was like Michelle Pfeiffer's character was like maybe turned over and she realised, holy shit, this is a horrible society, and we need to work to change it. If that was at the end of the film, where there's like, we've done a bit of good, but there's a whole lot of stuff that we still need to do, I would have been okay with that. That's a good sort of ending.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's...
No, I agree, yeah.
It's just a big dance number, and, you know, we can just ignore the massive societal white supremacist structures that hold these characters in play. Like, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it.
No, I completely know what you mean, yeah. There is like a sort of epilogue song in which they say essentially that exact thing. We've done some good, we need to do more. But, I mean, if you consider epilogues to be part... The thing is, it's a song that plays over the credits, so it's not really even a big part of the film. It's like...
I'd stop watching.
It's like they sort of realise... Yeah, exactly.
You know?
It's...
I don't know.
It does good things, but it doesn't do them enough or well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So some of the songs are quite good, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
The You Can't Stop the Beat, I like that at the end, as just as a song. I was because obviously I'd never watched this film before, so the songs that had been like assaulting my brain for years were finally realised.
Yeah,
and
you put a name to a face. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how much they paid these actors to do this, but it must have been quite a lot, you know. John Travolta specifically. But how did that even come about? Like, what was the meeting?
I've got no idea. I suppose they have to give him a lot of money because it has to feed his Scientology weirdness.
Yeah.
So, insanity. So, I don't know, maybe if you just give him enough money and say, well, it's for the good of the church. I don't know.
Yeah, John Travolta has some amazing performances under his belt. Like in Pulp Fiction. He's very good in that film.
I have not watched many, if any, Quentin Tarantino films.
Yeah.
I tried to watch Pulp Fiction. I watched the first half, and I think I had to stop for some reason. I think something happened. I don't remember. And then I was just like, do I carry on and finish the film? No, I can't really be bothered. So I haven't actually finished it. I didn't really find it engaging in the first half. Maybe it's really good, and I just don't appreciate it because I didn't watch it all the way through. Maybe we'll have to do a couple of Tarantino films. I don't know.
Yeah, so some of them are really good.
Okay.
And some, I think, I just get the feeling that it's an excuse for Quentin Tarantino to use the N-word multiple times in his film. There's actually like a counter that Cinema Sins did, and it's like over 40 times in one. It's like, if you're using that word for historical accuracy by some racist or something like that, yeah, fine, once or twice.
Yeah.
But 40 times, it's a bit fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that is a bit ridiculous. I mean, Quentin Tarantino is sort of, I don't know if it's a conspiracy or actually true, but he's sort of, a lot of the time his films do seem to be quite self-indulgent, and there's a lot of weird, pointless shots of women's feet, which is, a bit of a weird one. Power to him, sort of like, if that's what he's into, then go for it, but it's weird that he's doing that on a Hollywood scale.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean?
There's some stuff about Uma Thurman who was in Kill Bill. She was driving this car she was assured that it was safe, and ended up crashing, and she ended up having like a neck injury.
Oh Christ!
There's actually a scene in Inglourious Bastards where Quentin Tarantino actually chokes the life out of one of his own actors.
Fucking hell, he's insane.
Yeah, he's like, you see all these stranglings in films, and they're just not realistic enough. And he was like, if you let me strangle you properly, just for, 20 seconds or so, and the actual shot is just him strangling this woman. It's like, it's really fucking weird that's like...
That's more than fucking weird. That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
Christ.
there's doing stuff, going a bit extra to make the film good, and then there's that sort of fucking weird shit that just needs to be.
Fucking hell.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of like a stereotype of like guys who are like, oh, I love Tarantino, he's like a master of cinema, and oh, you haven't seen Pulp Fiction? What? And then go on this whole tangent. I think that's something I'm a bit wary of. Is I know that sort of specific type of person is perhaps someone who has a questionable view of women and minorities. So I don't want to. I've always been a bit concerned that that's Tarantino's view, so that's always, I think, stopped me from enjoying his film. Well, I mean, stopped me from enjoying half of Pulp Fiction. So, you know.
No, definitely. But yeah, he's a weird one. Same. I get very wary if someone says that The Wolf of Wall Street is their favourite film of all time.
Yeah,
it's like, is that because you like the sort of, creation of a horrible human being, and how we should avoid that, or because you fantasize about being rich and being an arsehole? Like, what's the motivation there, Pally?
What's your favourite character? Oh, it's Rick from Rick and Morty. Oh, is it? Oh, no.
I am so like Arthur Fleck from Joker.
I hope you're not.
Go away.
Oh god,
these are good films, but I just get the feeling that they're liked for the wrong reasons,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's yeah, you're completely right.
But yeah. Anyway, back to
who it is.
John Travolta.
It's what's his name from Family Guy? Oh fuck it, is it Bruce? No, not Bruce. Bruce is the what's his fucking name? Family guy that likes films.
Who?
Have you seen Labyrinth? It's got teenage Jennifer Connelly in it. Carl, that's it.
Carl,
on the surface of it, he says, "Oh no, I like movies. I like a lot of movies." And then he sort of talks a bit more about it, and you realize he doesn't like movies. He likes being sort of creepy and perverted towards the women that are in these movies.
Oh.
And it's like, oh, okay. That's kind of the exact thing we're talking about here, is he doesn't actually like he said, Labyrinth was the example that sticks out in my mind, because it's in that episode, and then there were fewer.
Yeah.
And he says, oh, yeah, do you like Labyrinth? Oh, yeah, it's got Jennifer Connelly in it. Yeah, she's really fit. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
What? Sorry? That's weird. That's kind of the exact thing we've stumbled across a full circle moment there.
Yeah. I really like The Wolf of Wall Street. It's a great film. Oh, yeah, warning about the sort of dangers of obsession with money and the sort of corruption on Wall Street. It's got some good nuanced storytelling in it. Yeah, Margot Robbie's fucking fit though, isn't she? Okay.
Is that what you got from that film?
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. The fact that
what movie I haven't? Oh, go on.
The
Sorry.
fact that there are people actually like that is just.
Yeah, it's gross as fuck.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that Margot Robbie film, I, Tonya?
No, but it looks really good.
Exactly. See, that's my problem. Is I really want to watch it, and it should be. Oh my god, she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 movies that are yet to be released with her in them. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Was she good in that?
No, she wasn't in it that much.
Oh, okay.
And a female journalist decided to say this to Quentin Tarantino. It's like, yeah, Margot Robbie isn't really in the film, and she's a fantastic actor. Like, what was the motivation behind that? And Tarantino just says, I reject your hypothesis.
Of course he does. That's a good way to respond to criticism, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I think you're wrong.
And then the journalist.
Oh, okay, thanks.
The journalist was sent millions upon millions of messages from disgusting wee fucking toxic fanboys.
Oh, jeez.
Saying, how dare you question the guy, the creepiest looking guy I think I've ever seen in my life. But she's in the film and she plays Sharon Tate.
Mm.
And rather than telling a nuanced story about the Tate murders by members of the Manson family, the film is literally about Leonardo DiCaprio's character and his stuntman. That he's going through a midlife crisis. He's not getting the same roles that he used to, and then at the very end, they slaughter the fuck out of the Manson family members, and Sharon Tate survives.
Oh, right.
Spoilers, by the way.
No, I couldn't give less of a shit.
Yeah, it's 3 hours long. Fuck all
fucking
happens, and then that happens at the very end. I don't know what the fucking point of it was, and it's like, oh, it's so intelligent, you know. He doesn't give you all the answers. Like, no, I just think it's shit. It's a boring, uninspired film that does nothing.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm sorry, I'm looking through the what's it called? Margot Robbie's IMDb page. She's done loads of stuff that I had no idea about.
Oh yeah,
I think she's done some stuff in Australia before she sort of broke out into the US. But then even beyond that, like there's a Barbie film coming out soon. Apparently, I didn't realize there was much of a storyline to the Barbie.
it could be interesting.
They're toys, right? Yeah, it could be interesting. Who knows?
As long as it's not a fucking
here's a-
excuse to sell shit. Like,
Yeah. Here's a bit of a weird one. Birds of Prey that she was in. This is another tidbit. We had a tidbit about drag at the start. We're having a tidbit about Margot Robbie now. She is allergic to the whites of chicken eggs. So in Birds of Prey, apparently there's a bit where... I haven't seen this movie. Apparently there's a bit where she talks at great length about some sort of breakfast sandwich. They had to use duck eggs for the sandwich because Margot Robbie couldn't eat chicken eggs.
oh,
What a specific
well, there you
thing
go.
to be allergic to. Do you know what I mean?
Very specific. No, she's a fantastic actor. She played Elizabeth I in Mary Queen of Scots,
Yes.
alongside Saoirse Ronan, who does quite a good Scottish accent, I have to say.
Cool.
But
this is another film I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was meant to be super duper good.
but why a princess who was raised in France is speaking in a Scottish accent, I don't know. But there you go, I guess.
Indeed.
This
I
is
think
this
I
is
am
less
some-
about Hairspray and just saying how good an actor Margot Robbie is. I mean, she is. She's fantastic, you know. But
I think the other thing that makes Margot Robbie sort of good is that has a very endearing personality. Like you see her on talk shows and stuff, and she's very charming. She's very sort of like she quite often you'll see her sort of just having a laugh with what's his face, Jimmy Kimmel, is that his name, the young one?
Jimmy Kimmel, is it? Oh, do you mean Jimmy Fallon?
Yes, I do mean Jimmy Fallon.
The one that fake laughs.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, he's not great, but like, yeah, Jimmy Fallon. Yes, Jimmy Fallon is the one I mean. He's a bit weird. Didn't he get his start on SNL of all things?
Yeah.
Just bizarre. It's bizarre. SNL seems to churn out people that are either spectacularly amazing or just kind of crap. Like Andy Samberg, hilarious. All the Lonely Islanders are hilarious. Eric Andre, hilarious. Amy Adams. Not Amy Adams? Amy Poehler, that's who I'm trying to say. Hilarious. I was like, no, that's not the right person.
What
Amy
an
Poehler,
actor she is, Amy Adams. She's fantastic.
Oh, God, yeah, she's really good. Sorry, we're just talking about our favourite actors now.
Yeah.
Amy Adams. We find her IMDb page. Here we go. Yeah, she was in The Office. It was really quite surreal.
Yeah, she was.
Because she was only in 2 or 3 episodes. And I was like, oh my God, that's Amy Adams. Arrival. Oh, she was really fucking good in
She
that.
was.
It's one of my favourite movies of all time. Enchanted. I have never seen that.
Yeah.
American Hustle. I thought that was boring.
I haven't seen it. Is it any good?
I mean, I think it's about like a bunch of con artists, basically, played by Christian Bale, Bradley Cooper, Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner, and Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh.
And they do like a con. It won a lot of awards. I didn't like it very much. I found it kind of dull.
Yeah.
She's also in a film called Doubt with Meryl Streep and Philip Seymour Hoffman, who are both considered to be stupendous actors,
That's a
aren't they?
fucking great film, man.
I have never even heard
Oh,
of it.
it's so good. It's about
A
this.
Catholic school principal questions a priest's ambiguous relationship with a troubled young student?
Yeah, it's very well done. It's based on a play.
Oh, okay.
No, but it's excellent. It's There's a conflict between Meryl Streep's character, and you're wondering whether she is just against the modernity that the priest sort of imposes. Because he's like into like Christmas songs and like just more progressive ways of teaching. But there's also like hints of him being a bit weird, but not enough to let confirm it. So that's why it's called Doubt, because it's like, is she just got an axe to grind, or is there something going on here? It's really well done.
That does sound good. It's Sorry, I'm just thinking about what a fucking brilliant actress Meryl Streep is.
Oh yeah,
Have you ever seen her in something where she hasn't given an incredible performance?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, exactly. Even in things like Mamma Mia, which on the surface of it is like perhaps not the greatest film, she's like the standout incredible actor in it. It's incredible.
Have you ever seen The Iron Lady?
I have not seen The Iron Lady.
She's Margaret Thatcher.
I'm aware that she was in it. But
yeah. Holy shit, she's it's like uncanny. Like
really?
Gillian Anderson was good as Margaret Thatcher, but like Meryl Streep as Margaret Thatcher, holy shit. Like it's like I think sometimes it's difficult to get an American who can do like good British accents, but she fucking nails it. I swear to God, it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure she is amazing. She's amazing.
Yeah, we're just saying the obvious. Yeah, these are all good actors.
These are all good actors. Normally they have these actors are also good section on IMDb that I can click on. Devil Wears Prada. Did you ever see that?
Oh yeah, that's really good. It
is a good movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love Stanley Tucci. I know he does the same character in every movie, but I really like.
Have you ever seen him? Have you ever seen him in The Lovely Bones?
I have never seen The Lovely Bones.
Jesus Christ, he is one creepy fucker in that film. He's like, he essentially kills a child in that film, and like, he's normally very like sort of upbeat and very sort of loud and that sort of personality, whether it's in The Hunger Games or The Devil Wears Prada. But in that film, he's really, really unsettling.
No, I've just IMDb'd it. Cerise Ronan is also in it.
Yeah. Oh, Lewis, you've ruined it now.
Have I?
Yeah.
What have I ruined?
It's Saoirse. It's not Saoirse.
Oh, sorry, Saoirse. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Saoirse Ronan, I apologise. I genuinely did not know.
Well, to be fair, I think, I didn't realise that Siobhan was the name, and I said Sobayahan. I'm sure we've all done. Yeah. I mean, I hope so.
No, yeah, yeah, we've all done that at some point, haven't we?
Yeah.
Right, I think I'm out of notes.
Yeah,
we're Hairspray somehow.
We're literally just fucking complimenting other actors now. It's like, they're good. Yeah, they were in this, they were in that. But anyway, the messaging is obviously very agreeable, but we all intake things differently for different reasons. But the cringy lines and acting just wasn't it for me. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I completely understand that. A film which does a lot of good things, but not really enough of them, and not really for long enough. It's this. I don't know. I don't think this film is a good film, but I think it's a film that I watched and I have not been able to get out of my head since. Which is why I wanted to speak about it. And now I feel like this is a weird hour of catharsis for me. I've had this sort of spiritual experience where Hairspray is lifted from my soul, and now I can go back to my day-to-day life. But yeah, it's a film, like I say, it captured a part of my brain, and I wasn't able to put it down. But yeah, I'm glad we've spoken about it. Did some good things, but not really enough of them.
Yeah. Well, we're all for spiritual experiences here at Void Towers.
We are indeed.
But anyway, let's go to some capitalist hollow shilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have link trees. Lewis's link tree is linktr.ee/Lewis_Brindley. Mine is /O'Hiram. And the podcast is Shouting Into the Void, where you can find our socials, YouTube, Patreon, Instagram, all that good stuff. So go take a look.
Yeah.
We have a PayPal donate button, so anything you can spare, anything at all, would be amazing and very much appreciated. We also have Patreon, and we take the opportunity every week to thank our wonderful, wonderful patrons. Chloe.
Thank you.
Darius.
Thank you.
Sophie.
Thank you.
Peter.
Thank you.
Aditya.
Thank you.
Richard.
Thank you.
Natalie.
Thank you.
And Dougie.
Thank you. One and all.
Yes.
You keep the lights on at Void Tower. You allow us to keep doing this show that we love doing. So thank you very, very much for that.
Absolutely. We also have merch on Teespring and Redbubble, tote bags, jumpers, loads and loads of shit. Go have a look or don't. It's up to you. It's your life. Woo!
Right.
And last but certainly not least, we are partnered with an amazing company called Number 12 Crochet Avenue, and Lewis is going to say some wonderful things about them, all of which are true.
Indeed. Number 12 Crochet Avenue is a wonderful company run by my wonderful wife, in which she crochets and is very, very good at it. She talks a lot about different types of yarn, different crochet, all those sorts of good stuff. And you can check out everything she's doing, all the cool bits and bobs, at Number 12 Crochet Avenue on Instagram. Go and give it a look, and you will not be disappointed.
Absolutely. Okay, yeah. So that was Hairspray. So
It was.
I'll spin the wheel for next week's extravaganza.
Extravaganza, yeah.
Whee!
I'm thinking that the buzzing might have ended. I really can't tell. Discord. Okay, fantastic.
Yep.
Next week we are going to be doing Death Becomes Her, which is a movie which I have not seen as much love for as I quite expected. It is a movie starring Bruce Willis, Meryl Streep, rather fittingly, because we were just talking about her. Let me quickly... Death Becomes Her. I really, really like it. It's on Netflix UK at the minute, so you might... So that's like a place you can watch it. Directed by Robert Zemeckis of Back to the Future fame.
Ooh!
So that's good. Yeah, it's a really good movie. I really, really like it. It's kind of insane. So I think you'll absolutely adore it. So yeah, I think you'll like it, Dan. You haven't seen it,
I
have
haven't
you?
seen it, no.
No, I've watched it just the once. Like I say, it's on UK Netflix at the minute. It's really, really good. So yeah, watch it before we talk about it, because you will really enjoy it. It's really good.
Good. I cannot wait. But yeah.
Super duper. Okay, yeah, I think that's everything.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so we will hear you, see you, smell you. Bash it in with a rock. Next week.
Indeed we will. Thank you very much for listening.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.